What's going on, guys?
What's going on, guys? Welcome to Sunday Funday, where we sit here and we talk about comics. Today we're gonna do something a little bit special. We got Tony from EGS here with us. We're gonna interview him like we promised 2 weeks ago, so we can go and dig deep and dive on into grading, figure out what services and what goodness he can offer to the comic book community. So I'm gonna go ahead and introduce him first up. How's it going, brother? Appreciate you coming.
Oh, appreciate you having me.
Always. Want to go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself?
We are still pretty much in our infant stages here at EGS. We're a new third-party grading company, and we offer just strictly comic grading. We offer some different options for customers than the typical other 2 or 3 grading companies out there. We differ in turnaround time, no membership fee. We do colored label options for your book, which you can choose. It doesn't just have to be a blue label or a yellow label that represents something. You have the choice of a label if you'd like to match your book to really make that book pop and come to life if you choose. That's a pretty big popular option that people are really liking. And we are very transparent. We put everything out on the table and let everybody know, look, we grade by the Overstreet standards, the Overstreet Guide to Grading Comics. That is our standard. That is what we use. We go by the book. That's how we grade. And we also provide free grader's notes on a certificate with every book that is a COA that includes the grader's notes on what we saw. And that's always free. And that's a pretty big part of it. And of course, our customer service. We believe in I'm going to say we have the best customer service out there in the business. We're very easy to get a hold of. If you want to reach out through social media or email or call the shop, you're going to talk to either me or somebody else here. You're not going to be talking to a call center or somebody in another country or somebody that works for the company that really can't answer your questions. So we believe that you guys deserve the best customer service out there, and that's what our goal is to provide every day.
Definitely appreciate you, man. Go ahead and introduce. We got.
It is a name what strikes fear into the hearts of anyone what hears it. That's right, it's metaphorical.
Hello, Governor.
What is up, brother?
Oh man, same stuff, different toilet. Trying to, get through the week, man, doing this transition. So, how you guys doing, man?
Not bad, not bad. Welcome to Sunday Funday. Appreciate you coming out, as always, brother.
Well, I got to come out and support my Mafia brothers. So,
Yes, sir.
all right. Who else we got on the panel, man?
We got my second half, the least favorite one. We got Black Thumb, whatever else you want to call him.
Oh man.
Stranger danger.
What's up, man?
How y'all doing? How's it going?
He stole my logo, but you know, all good.
It was a fun day so far. Gonna get to talk to Tony about a couple things, and you know what I'm saying. There's a couple things that, as a community, we want to evolve and.
We got a troublemaker in the house. So we got.
That's it. That's all I say. We got some cool questions coming up with Tony, and that's about it. Let's get started with.
So we got up next. We got a special guest, as always, that is welcome on our channel. As always, our special commentator of all, Jiho.
Hey, I appreciate you guys having me up here, especially with the godfathers of the comic book, you know, community out here on YouTube and Facebook. But I'm excited to learn more about EGS and what it has in store for us in the future.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. We got
that's Jiho, aka Papa Smurf. Welcome to the show.
Hey,
we got one of our troublemakers of the group up next. I don't know who gave him the link, but it is what it is.
Who's this?
Who's
this guy?
He's out here asleep. Look this.
I told you he ain't glass on Doritos, man.
He gets the KM commentary.
Look, see, we have to come
All
back.
right. So with that being said, we got KM. You gonna get the party started?
Yeah, Tony. One of my questions that I wanted to ask you, boss, is how does well, we were going back and forth about Meta kind of gave us a good idea how CGC puts the information on their label of first appearance, cameos, etc. How do you do it, boss? For the new books that are coming out, when do you know it's the time to put it on the slab, or is there a procedure that you guys follow to do this? Because sometimes us as comic book collectors, we know, like, we're getting a first appearance of this character, we send it to CGC or CBS, and we don't get that first appearance on it until maybe like 6 months later down the line when they decide to put it on the label. But by then, when you got yours graded, yours probably didn't have it on its label. One of my questions: how do you guys come to that conclusion?
Well, really, the benefit of things is, you know, not only do I own the business, but I'm a collector myself. So, you know, I have a pull box at my local LCS. So, you know, we keep our boots to the ground where, you know, maybe the other companies don't. So, you know, any of the new books that are coming out that have these first appearances, you know, we're on top of it, you know, because I know, or, you know, someone in-house knows, hey, this book is coming out, it's going to have a first appearance, you know, so we pretty much know about these things when they're coming out, and again, that's just for the brand new stuff, right? As far as the older, you know, older books go, you know, we tend to use Comic Book Realm as a resource for you know, information on books. We really try to just really go for, you know, cameo appearances, first appearances, you know, maybe death of a character, or, you know, really, you know, we really don't go into you know, I know that some labels like CGC and other, they'll just put, you know, in a random book, Spider-Man appearance. Well, you know, we don't really we don't really do that sort of thing. We just kind of try to keep it to the important information on the label. We don't say, oh, this one appeared, this one appeared, this one appeared in the book. It's either, hey, it's a first appearance, second appearance, death of somebody, cameo appearance, first cameo, second. We kind of just try to keep it maybe a little more narrow than the other companies, if you know what I mean, as far as the information on the label. But yeah, I mean, we like I said, that's really what we go by is comic book realm for all the older stuff. And of course, we have our database. So once we do a book, we always have it. So if there's a key in a certain book, and an appearance that's maybe an indie or something like that, when we look it up, it goes into our database. So if we get another one, we don't have to look it up again, and we already have that information. So I don't know. I hope that maybe answers your question there. Good enough?
Perfect. No, that answered it perfect. And that's one of the things that me and Meta were going back and forth on the background. Like, yes, somebody has to be on top of it to be in the ahead of it. Because books are coming weekly.
Absolutely.
And stuff is happening at full speed.
Mm-hmm.
So and a character. And right now, I guess as a collector, I do like my stuff labeled and have the information on it.
Yep.
Because my kids or other people that come that maybe haven't collected before will stare at my wall.
Yep.
And then I don't have to answer a bunch of questions.
Mm-hmm.
They can just look at the slab, they can look at the label, and they can see what first appearance and this and that.
Yep.
And then I can explain the value of the book and why it's more valuable to me than this, and why I like. Oh, you see, I got back into reading, and one of the characters that I just got into was Noel.
Mm-hmm.
Like I hadn't read it in a minute, and so starting to read comics again, and then getting back and reading Venom and getting into Donny Cates' run, and I just became a big fan of Venom. So right now I'm collecting like a lot of Venom that I didn't read in the past. Some of it is kind of like not the same, and then so you find out as a reader like that run wasn't that good, but then I read was Venomized. I kind of like that run. So I mean, you jump into different storylines as a collector now. You can explore on different characters. But yeah, that's perfect. That's one of my questions, and you answered it real well. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem, man. We feel that I mean, that is an important part of the whole service, is making sure that the labels are correct. Now, there could be some instances. I don't think I've really had one yet, but there might be instances to where my company, me per se, a new book comes out, and I know it's got a first appearance of somebody, and somebody might want a 1 business day or 2 business day turnaround time, right? So that information for that book might not be on Comic Book Realm that fast. Sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. So in those instances, it's up to me to make sure that I know what's going on, and that label is going to be correct. It hasn't happened yet, but I'm just saying, we would make sure that it would be correct if it ever did. So you can.
That's a great step. I mean, taking like a step forward of just being ahead of it is key. Yeah, because I mean that's giving the customer. I mean, one of the things that we do always ask ourselves is like, well, when we do, I send my books to get graded or whatnot. I don't really look at the bill.
Mm-hmm.
We pay a pretty good amount for some of these books to get graded, and then sometimes when you don't get a good answer, or like, well, tough luck, or you know what I mean, call me next week. You're like, wait, I have to go back to the customers that are slabbing books and I gotta tell them one by one an answer, and you're not even giving me an answer. You're putting me in a bind. But that's they're actually getting ahead of that, where just in case something happens, you know what I'm saying? Like that's key. Somebody can contact you.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You give them the information and problem solved.
Yep. And listen, if I happen to not know something, like if something were to happen, and like I said, somebody needed a next day turnaround or something on a book that just came out last week, and I don't know about it, you know, I have no problem with call. I mean, I have 3 local comic shops in our area here, you know, and I have no problem calling the owners of the company and like, hey, what's the skinny of this book? You know, who's the first? Is there a first appearance? Who is it? You know, and they'll know. One
of the things is the community, brother. Like the website. You know what I'm saying? When the website is running and we hear it, AM can be a part of this. Like the community will start buying quick the book. Like so, we'll have like maybe 30 units on the website, and when you know a book is hot, we'll sell out by the next day, and we'll wake up and it's already sold out, and it's kind of like well, what's going on right here, and then you kind of understand. Okay, now this book is going to heat up. They're going to probably want to slap this book. They're going to come to us, probably ask us to. So now you know what I'm saying. So now you kind of have an idea. And then the other questions do come back, like, well, I thought it was the first appearance. It's not on the label. Yeah, that's how they're doing it right now. Maybe they'll change it later down, but
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it is. It's a constant back and forth sometimes that shouldn't be there. Like you said, it's an easy, fixable thing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yep.
And I won't take more time. Anybody else got a bigger questions too?
All right. So it looks like we do got some new people in here. So, you know, the chat is open. If the chat has a question for EGS, you're always available to drop it. I'll pop it up on the screen, and then we'll get that answer for you. Anybody on the panel that has a question? I know that we got Keith Lackey came in, Cat 60, Hydra.
Hey Tony, how's it going, man? This is Bill.
Hey, Bill, how you doing, man?
Good, man. Living the dream, dude.
I hear you.
Living the dream. Yeah, I tell these guys what service you give is unlike anything else. I mean, I truly recommend you guys. So
Thank you. We appreciate it, man. We appreciate it. That's our goal, you know. I mean, our goal is to be the best service out there, you know. Hopefully, you know, I mean, unfortunately, that's not going to equate right now that, you know, your books are going to be worth more than maybe another company's books because you're using us. But, you know, I mean, hopefully in time that'll change. But, you know, you can guarantee that our service on a whole is going to be better.
So I have a question that kind of segues on that. What is the biggest hurdle that you feel like that you're facing as far as for support from the community, like the things that we could do as a community to help you like take EGS to like the next level?
I'm probably going to say right now, I mean, there's a few. I mean, there's a few hurdles that we're facing. I mean, one is, look, we're just starting our third year. January was the start of our third year, and you know, with 2020 being 2020, and 2021 kind of starting off, you know, maybe a little bit better, but I mean, as far as like conventions are not going on, you know, it's less, you know, less for us to get out there and let people know that, hey, we're here. There's another option, you know. I mean, just getting the word out there. I mean, there's so many people that still don't even know that we even exist. You know, so that's one challenge is, you know, getting our word out there. You know, thank God for social media. I mean, that's helped us so much. But that's one of the main hurdles I think right now is with all this going on. It's restricting us from getting to go to conventions and meeting thousands of people, at a convention. So, I mean, that's one. Of course, another one is, you're gonna have growing pains. You're gonna always have, the people that are just dedicated to one company or the other, and that's fine. But we hope that they would at least give us the opportunity to check out our service, and then make the judgment for themselves. So, we have some hurdles. Maybe our, we've had some people say, some stuff about our cases and stuff like that. I mean, that's a future project that we're looking into. I think our product is good, but a lot of people are used to the slabs kind of looking one way. So we've kind of have heard a lot about their cases this and that. So that might be one little hurdle that we will we'll adjust to it, and we'll overcome it. But I think our product is really good, and above all, I think the service is good. A lot of people might want to judge a company by their case, or a label, or this and that, when really I think they should be judging a company on the actual service that they're getting. Unfortunately, that's kind of not the case with a lot of people. They just want to go by, hey, we want our books to be worth the most, so we're going to go with CGC, no matter how good or bad their services might be. That's the end of it. So we're trying to break through, man. We're really trying to give the community an option, another option that we feel is a much better option, because really, we're here for you. We're giving you options that other companies don't, and we hope that one day that's going to really pay off for us, and give us a seat at the table with the other guys.
So what I take out of that just is basically look like mind share. It looks like it's basically like the chicken and the egg type thing. So
yeah.
So yeah, that's what I took out of it. So that means, guys, we need to, this is gonna be like a grassroots support, man. I think that's what I'm taking out of what he's saying, guys, that he needs our support. So we're the ones to dictate the value of these books and how much they sell for. So it's really up to us to set the price of, what a slab or a book is sold for, especially if it's graded. I mean,
Yeah.
to follow up on what Tony is saying, go ahead. You can.
We got two questions in the chat for Tony.
You got to read them.
You want to read it out for?
So I'll read the question. Billy
I was grabbing it.
Billy is asking. Sometimes it's a debate in deciding if a book would benefit from a clean or a press, especially if a clean or a press would be a waste of money, or if these services might damage the book. So I think he's asking, like,
okay, yeah.
What's the best way to decide? I guess.
Well, there's a second part to his question too. Let's
Oh yeah, his second part is: would your company consult with us on when sending books in and providing recommendations on whether you could upgrade services or stuff like that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Good question, brother.
Yeah, absolutely. We would give you our professional opinion on whatever matter it is that you're looking to do. I mean, that's what we're here for. This specific question about pressing and cleaning, oh boy, again, it's what are you looking for, right? Are you one of these guys that it's a 9.8 or bust type of guy? Are you a guy that's like, look, this is for my PC, and whatever whatever grade it is, it's going to be perfectly fine. There's different layers to it. I would probably say, I mean, depending on the book, everything is what are your goals, and everything is kind of case by case basis. Cleaning and pressing is definitely, I mean, it helps. Certain books it might not help, because again, are the defects on this book pressable, or are they not pressable? How much, if it has 50 million spine ticks on it, well, how much more of a better grade are you going to get with the pressing? Because a lot of the pressing won't get rid of really big or color breaking spine ticks, so or a big color breaking crease. A press isn't really gonna do anything for you on those kind of defects, but on other kind of defects, it will. So it's really book specific on whether the pressing, if you want to spend the money for the pressing, what are your goals for the book, things like that. It's not a black and white answer, if that makes sense. But we're here. If you want to ask us, we'll be, we will give you our honest opinion. If you want to shoot us a picture of the book or a scan of the book, and just say, hey, do you think this will benefit from a press or something like that? I mean, we'll take a look and kind of do the best we can with the pictures that we're given. I hope that answers your question.
Good question, Billy. We got a follow-up question. You want to read it, Am? Or who wants to read it?
Big Keith?
Keith, you want to read it? The question?
Let me find the unmute button. Oh, yeah, I was just wondering, I know CBCS is considered a tougher grader. It's harder to get 9.8s there, and that if you get like a 9.8 there, you can pretty much guarantee you would have gotten the 9.8 over at CGC. How do you guys kind of rank yourselves in relationship to grading standards?
Okay, that's a good question.
Like as far as stringency.
Yeah. Okay, so I will say this. It's very hard to compare grading companies as far as who grades what a specific way. And the number one reason why you can't is because you don't know what their standards are of them grading your book. They don't tell you, right? Who knows what standards CBCS uses? Who knows what standards CGC uses? Who knows what standards PGX uses? So, you can have the same grader look at the same book, but if your standards are different, there's going to be a different grade on that book. Whether the grader misses something or he doesn't. If you just took a book that a certain grader that works for a certain company is looking at, you take that same grader and put him in a different company with different standards, that grade might not look the same. So it's hard to say who's stricter than who's doing this, better than who, because we don't know how they're getting to that conclusion, right? At least we tell you, look, this is what we see, and this is how we're getting to that conclusion. It's called the Overstreet Guide to Grading Comics. Now, you might not agree with a grade maybe that we put on a book, right? But at least you know how we got there and what we saw. So if you want to go buy a Overstreet Guide to Grading Comics, look at it, study it, and look at our graders' notes, then, you could do that for yourself and come to that conclusion if you choose. But good luck with that with the other companies, because they won't tell you. You don't have that choice. You just have to agree with it hey, whatever they use, I guess, right? I mean, never mind that grading is subjective to begin with. So, we try, that's why we try to do it this way, to where at least how we get to where we get. We tell you. Whether you agree with it or you don't, at least we tell you.
Well,
and
that was one of the most interesting things that caught, why I chose to like reach out to you when I seen you do that interview on Billy's channel and you guys were discussing this stuff. And I heard you discuss that stuff. That was one of the biggest reasons why I think your company is the best, is because everything you do is transparent.
Yeah.
And like a lot of the other companies, it's like you're saying, you just got to take their word for it. They damage our books. They someone alluded to it earlier, we'll fast track our books to them and then they give you no update until they feel like it. It'll be past the time that supposedly that they're saying the turnaround time is. Are they giving you any updates or clarifying or saying no? They just tell you basically, look, you wait till you get your books.
Yep. Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I think that's a super huge issue. So
yeah, no, it's huge.
Hey Tony, I have a big question for you, man. I've submitted books with you.
Yep.
And I can tell you straight up, man, your services are the bomb.
Thank you.
I mean, you bent over backwards to do some things for me. You noticed something on one of my books that wasn't, that there's like a dent or something in the book. You even went above and beyond with that and took care of it and got me up to a grade level that I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
What's going to happen? Let's say we start really getting you going,
mm-hmm.
and helping you get going.
Yep.
And we do some things for you. Like I've offered you some help, and
mm-hmm.
I still extend that offer. If going forward, let's say you get as busy, you get like super busy, are you going to be able to carry that sort of personal touch? I mean, I know you won't be able to personally, but are you planning on bringing people in to give people personal touch?
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. If things get to a point to where I know that, hey, something might be lacking in a certain area, then absolutely. I mean, then that means that I'm doing good enough that I can afford to pay somebody to take care of that and do it the way I want them to, right? So, I mean, it's again, I personally, we're never going to be, I don't care how big we get, we're never just going to be that corporate machine. That's why I started this, because I was a collector myself and I see how the corporate machine does things. And to me, it was just awful. And, that's why I opened up EGS, is to do things differently, but not just differently, but better for the collector, better for the community. So listen, whether that means I have to go hire one person, 10 people, 50 people, you get the job done, man. I mean, you can't sacrifice customer service or, any part of your service, right? I mean, listen, these other companies that are in business, okay, they could very well eliminate a lot of their problems just by hiring people, or enough people to do the job. But when you have other people that you're answering to, and a board of directors and all of this other stuff, I mean, let's just face it, they might not be inclined to do so. I mean, they're just rolling along. Their bottom line is their bottom line, and that's it. And if that's the way they want to do things, then then that's their choice. But I would rather, I'll put it to you this way: I would, if I were to get so big like these other companies, I would much rather hire the people necessary and drive a Cadillac than not hire anybody, have my business suffer, and drive a Bentley. Right? See,
Yeah.
so that's the difference.
Well, I know that I've grown big businesses before.
Yep.
And it's very difficult when you get to a certain level.
Yep.
But the one thing that's the most important is communication with your customers, and
Yes.
and that really will separate you from these other giants. 'Cause they don't
Absolutely.
give shit.
Yep.
Well, I mean, I think it's all. I don't really think it's so much as scale as about focus. So as long as your focus always maintains that instead of the bottom line is customer service, that that's traditionally when people get a certain size, the bottom line is their primary focus, and that's all they care about. They don't care about no longer maintaining a certain standard of customer service.
Yep. Because let's just face it. I mean, I had this feeling, and I'm sure all you guys who submit to these other companies have pretty much maybe the same feeling. Is, you know what? I felt isolated from them. Once my books go, I'm like isolated from these companies. And I would never want somebody that we're doing a service for to ever feel isolated, like they can't get in touch with us to have a question answered, or I don't know, get an update, or whatever it is. We want that inclusion. We don't want you to feel, well, good luck trying to get a hold of their customer service. I mean, because that's really how I felt. And, that's why, we're making I make the priority to, drive home customer service, because, I don't want somebody to feel that alienation.
Well, I mean, I think customer service is important in general, but especially in collectibles. I mean, these are most people's, like, their personal, like, they have more than just the collectible value. They have the sentimental value, so people definitely care, and they expect more than just, like, some generic
Yep.
kind of script.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Hey,
the
Tony,
problem that people have is when they have a fast track and they say it's going to be X amount of days, and then you're 30 or 40 days over, and you call them, they're like, well, they get in as soon as they can. That's kind of the response.
Yep.
I know that KM and Jiho had a question.
yeah, there was some
I was
questions.
gonna lead into Jiho right now, but I was gonna say, Tony, you hit exactly on one of the points that I was thinking about this interview. When I send my books, I got AM. How many Overstreet books do we have? Like 3 or 4.
3.
So he has one, I have one. We always look at those notes to send in our books, and I thought that was their standard. And dude, you just kind of like answered something without me even. That's kind of key, because I felt that you're supposed to set a standard of grading, man, so we can find out where your standard is at, because that's how we're sending our books. So when you start falling off and like, well, show me those extra spine ticks that you're talking about for an 8.5 or a 9.0, then it makes us understand what we're doing on. But thank you for that answer. Jiho, go ahead and do your question, brother.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. So I like to have metaphors whenever I talk with people. I think you have a great business model where you're focused on considerable great quality, not sacrificing on it, and making sure that you're not overreaching. Practically like In-N-Out. They have like such a pretty you got parallels there. So my question to you is like, when it comes to quality assurance, what sort of measures are in place making sure that the product remains, or the service remains, as pristine, not only now, but later down in the future as your company keeps on growing?
Well, I mean, it's all about having the people. It's all about having the people. If you have the people and you're training the people, then, I mean, listen, nobody's ever going to be perfect, right? I mean, you're never going to be perfect. There's always going to be something that falls through a crack here and there. But for the most part, if you have the people and they're trained right, then, I mean, that's really not going to be an issue. But when you're taking on too much, then that's where things start to decline. And if you're not willing to say, hey, you know what? Okay, our business lost 1% or 2% this year. I don't even care why. Well, I mean, then maybe that's on you. But, if you say that and you say, well, why did we lose it? Oh, well, look at all the complaints we had about a cracked slab or a bug in our slab or this was wrong, that was wrong. Oh, well, why? Do we need more people? Maybe we should hire more people. Yeah, it might cut from our bottom line a little bit, but hey, it's going to improve our product and get things straightened out. So, but the company has to be willing to do that, right? So I'm of the old school to where, listen, you're paying for a service. You expect great service. So it's our goal to provide that service for you. And if we're not doing a good job, then that's on me, right? I have to find out why. And I have to make those adjustments if necessary. So, again, it's the willingness to put, I think Meta had said it, how greedy are you? I mean, are you that greedy to where, hey, you know what, we don't care if we just lose so much of our business because we're a big corporation, right? I mean, that's on them. But I mean, I would never sacrifice the quality for personal gain. That's something that that differs my company with the rest, I believe.
I mean, I feel like that's the where we are similar. I run my auctions different than a lot of other people, and it's for those reasons. It's for a lot of people don't get the bigger picture or why that you don't want conflict of interest or things of that nature. So, but a lot of people don't understand these things unless they've owned companies themselves. So
that's right. Yeah, it's a big thing. I mean, listen, like I said, I mean, I'm a collector myself, right? If I want a book graded, I have to send it to somebody else. I can't do my own books, right? I mean, why am I going to do my own books for, that's a big conflict of interest. So just like you guys, if ever I want a book for my own personal collection to be graded, I have to send it to one of these other guys, and it just amazes me how they do things, but I mean, they are who they are, man. I mean, listen, I would never knock any of the other companies. I mean, everybody has their own niche. Everybody has their own way of doing things. And we are just trying to do something maybe a little bit different than the other guys. So, but, that's really it, You
hit it right on the money, man. When I started selling with AM on eBay, and we wanted to get a lot of the product out on eBay. You know what I'm saying? Some of the customers will come at you with the most weirdest and stuff that I've ever seen in my life. And a couple customers would be like this. So just you wake up and you see a bad review. Mm-hmm. You're like, hey, I would message him. Wait, what happened? Oh, well, the book came back and that's not what I paid for. Yada, yada, yada. Did you message me? Send the book back. I'll ship you another one. What's the issue? Mm-hmm. You're going to do that for me? Yeah. What's the issue? You should have contacted me first before putting. I'm going to delete that right now. I am so sorry. The it's like you said, Tony. You have to start it one customer at a time.
Yeah.
And once you do it, man, it just consistently becomes. And like you just see, we don't our 5 stars down the line because any issue that you have, it's only an email away from being fixed.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Just
That's right.
Let's start a conversation.
Phone call away.
Yeah, you know, I like phone calls, but now everybody does email or text.
Yeah.
I'm old school too, Tony, but
yeah. Hey.
Nowadays people don't want to be on the phone. People want to be on the phone texted, but they don't really call you. It's always a text. But yeah, I get you, Tony. A phone call, an email away.
An email, DM, however you want to do it, man. We're easily accessible. So.
Right on. I appreciate you answering that question. I actually have a quick follow-up. And within 5 years, where do you see EGS? I mean, do you see how much market penetration within the certification market? Do you see yourself expanding into different markets, for example, cards or other collectibles?
Not in the foreseeable future. Listen, we have enough right now on our plate just with comics. Maybe one day when I feel that the business and the comic side is just a well-oiled machine, that we have everything, under control. We have everything going smooth. Everything is, everybody's loving our stuff. Maybe then I look into maybe branching out into something different. Maybe. I don't know. But right now, let's get this 100%. Let's get this nailed down. And then if there's other opportunities we want to get into down the road, we leave it open. That's pretty much the best I can say on that.
Appreciate that.
All right, we had a question from Watt too. He asked, do you certify without certs? I answered him, but you're going to go ahead and maybe expand on that. If you certify autographs without certificates?
Yes, we do. We verify signatures. We do accept COAs, but we tell people you don't have to. If you want to send us to COA, that's fine. We'll send it back with the book. But just because you're sending a COA, we still verify it, whether there's a COA or there's not. So that's up to you. We leave it up to you to send it or don't send it. We don't require it. But if you send it, that's fine. But we're still going to verify it, and it will be sent back to you with the book.
All right. So let me see who's on the panel that has Hydra. Is this guy back? Wonder if he's here to ask a question.
Yeah, man. Hydra.
So Mr. Cheek Clapper, you got any questions down there, Mr. Evil Supervillain?
Not really. You know me, I don't slab my books. Just not my style.
Okay, I got a good question then. What would make a person like you slab their books with someone like Tony? Maybe that's a good question, and this would start a good interaction as far as a new customer.
Money? You know what I'm saying? Like, right now, I love all my books in my collection. If I can't slab them all, I'm not slabbing any of them. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way I look at it. So, I mean, if it was the most affordable thing on the planet compared to everybody else, I might start rethinking.
All right. So price, you're saying, is why you don't slab your books.
Yeah, price and timing. I can't really. I don't like sending my books out and then taking forever to come back to me. You know.
Well, Tony, you can actually establish your prices.
That we can work on. I mean, I think. Listen, our standard turnaround time is 21 business days, which is roughly 1 month. Your book is back to you. That's just the standard service. We could even go faster if you pay extra. So, listen, because I feel just like you. I don't listen. Every time I send my book away, one of my own, that if I want to get it graded, listen, I don't like it. I don't like it away from me. I mean, I just don't. Never mind for 2 months or 3 months, or if I want it cleaned and pressed, maybe 5 or 6 months, right?
Yeah.
I mean, please, no. I'd rather just keep it raw in a Mylar bag and board.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I get it.
Question I got, and this is gonna lead to probably why these companies have big problems with turnaround time. How long does it take for you to grade a book? Just a standard book, no
A
signature.
standard book, 10 minutes.
Okay, 10 minutes.
I can go through it in probably 10 minutes. A regular standard comic.
And then how long does it take to slab it?
Well, our process is probably going to take a little bit longer than what they have to go through, because we have to modify the cases. So I will say, maybe between maybe 15 minutes
Okay, let me ask you this.
to slab.
How long do you think it takes CGC from start to finish to slab a book?
Maybe 5 minutes.
Okay, so you're saying one grader could do probably 30 or
30 to 40.
no, six books an hour. Six
Yeah.
books, maybe 7 books, 10 books, maybe 10 books.
Yeah, depending. I think it just depends.
Let's just say 10 books an hour,
Sure.
right? Okay. So they can do 10 books an hour. So in any day they can do 80 books.
Yeah.
Would that be a fair assumption? Start to finish.
Start to finish, yes, if they're all just regular, standard books, and yeah, they should be able to do that, depending on, I don't know. I mean, how many breaks do they take during the day? How long do they take for lunch? Yada yada yada.
Well, I got to take that back too, because we got to do the whole process.
Yeah.
The book has to come in, because we're going to just take one person for the day. The book has to come in. It has to be loaded in. It has to be unpacked. It
Right.
has to get to a table. It has to be graded. Now we're talking maybe, and then it has to be graded, slabbed,
Yeah.
packaged, and shipped, and all the notes have to be put in.
Yeah.
So that process may take 15 minutes then, maybe.
Well, again, they're doing it department by department.
Yeah, but still, each one of those things takes a man.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. I'm just trying to assume how many people they have working. Did you hear they're slabbing 5,000 books a day?
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah. I mean, I don't, again, if we're talking CGC, I mean, their warehouse is just crazy, humongous. I don't know how many people they staff to, take in shipping, who takes it in, who puts it out. Are we just talking, okay, a grader is a grader, so that's all he's doing all day. So by the time he passes that book on to, I don't know, the label maker, or the slabbing process, because don't forget.
But still, we're talking man hours.
Yeah.
So you're talking one person basically, in an 8-hour shift could probably do 32 books in a day.
Yeah, I would probably say that's realistic. Yeah.
Okay, so 5,000 divided, 5,000 divided by 32. Oh no, 5,000. Do you think they have 150 people working there?
That's good. Listen, I just seen on I want to say their website, I think they said they just hired like 70 more people, or they're looking to hire, they're hiring like 70 more people. Whether that's true or not, I don't know, but I mean that's what they had put on their website. So, it very well could be. But again, I don't know. I don't know from start to finish their process of who gets what and how long it takes them.
Yeah, then there becomes other issues. There's holidays, there's weekends.
Yeah, there's con
Those
season.
books are still coming.
There's
Books are still
signings.
coming.
I mean the signings. Just the signings alone. Is that making turnaround times worse because now you're taking other employees from different departments and now they're doing the signings here with so.
I think they have a logistical nightmare on their hands.
I think they do. But let's just face it. I think they have the money to make it right. Whether they choose to or not, that's up to.
I just bought 2 books. They're awesome. 2 books, 2 slabs, CGC slabs. One's death metal and one's a Venom.
Mm-hmm.
The death metal labels on the Venom labels on the death metal. There you go.
Yeah, listen, I've been seeing a lot of that, and again, that's quality control. So, I don't know how they run their business as far as who does that. But apparently. They might need to,
It sounds very sketchy that a label gets put in a case or a book and no one's even literally looking at the book that they're putting the label in.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't see how they do. Listen, again, and I'm going to be honest with you here, okay? You don't see a lot of that from CBCS. 2 totally wrong labels on 2 totally, but you don't, so granted, are they the size of CGC? No, but listen, they're pretty big, maybe not CGC big, but, but it seems like, there's not as many quality control issues to me, at least that I've seen. There's not nearly as many with CBCS as far as CGC. Now, maybe you could argue that CGC does, 10 times more books a day than they do, or whatever. But, you got to have the right people in the right place to.
I think Cat 60 touched on it. It's the fact that they're trying to do that you guys focus more than they do. Like, they want to do the in-person signature verification, so they're gonna have a person for that logistically. They're doing multiple different types of items, like magazines, like cards, like all kind of stuff. So it's like, where is their focus? You're just another
number.
Unit. Yeah, you're just another unit, another number. They don't really care if they do anything particularly well because they're like, well, we got all our fingers and everything. So
I think they are just in their whole outlook is like, look, we're dictating to you. This is what we do. This is how we do it. You like it, fine. You don't, go somewhere else. We don't care. Because we're the elephant in the room. Like you said, I just don't think the focus is there. The caring for the customer is there. It is just one big conglomerate that is just making a ton of money. And, when that happens, sometimes areas of the business are going to suffer. And, maybe that's what's happening. I don't know, because I'm not within the walls there. I tend to see, I tend to see a lot less problems with CBCS opposed to CGC. I mean, it's just as far as quality control. So, whether they're doing something right or, CGC is doing something wrong or what, I don't know. But, again, it's the willingness to say, look, if we messed up, we're going to take care of you. I mean, we're not just going to say, oh, we're going to give you credit. We just, totally messed up your book. So instead of us buying you a new book that we totally messed up on you, we're going to give you credit on your next order. How pompous is that? Right? Why would I even send another book to you if you just destroyed mine? Right? I mean...
And you didn't make me whole, and you're giving me credit on something that I still have, like, that's still me paying.
Yeah. I mean, at least to me, replace the book or the monetary value of the book or something. I mean, but again, I mean, that's just their mentality. So it is what it is.
Yeah,
All right.
I think they're criminals.
Conspiracy.
Well, that's why we're here. I mean, that's why I started EGS, to give everybody another better option. And whether we get that big someday or we don't, I mean, that's out of my hands. We're just going to keep doing the best we can for the community every day. And, that should take care of itself, hopefully.
Hey, well, I keep telling the community that we all sit here and complain and moan and groan, and then you got to vote with your wallets and people. As long as you keep enriching these people, man, that they're not gonna do anything different, man. Why should they?
Yeah, unfortunately, there's just a part of it. And listen, I get it. I get that a Hulk 181 from CGC is going to bring in $1,200, and a Hulk 181 from EGS at the same grade might only bring in $900. I mean, listen, I get it. I can't do anything about that. That's out of my control. It's the community that has to make up their mind and say, look, these books are worth this no matter who the company is. Right?
That was my point. That's my biggest point.
I think it should be the company that's giving you the best service. Let's make their books worth the most. Not some company that just looks at you at a number. Then maybe things might be a little different. Because let's just face it, if all our books were worth the same on the open market, how much business do you think these other companies would lose?
A ton.
A ton.
Pretty much all of them. Pretty much all of it. That's the only thing. Literally, that's 90% of. It's a mentality. It's a mind share. It's a branding thing.
Yep.
You know what they would get? The new customer.
Yep. Yes. You're right.
Because they wouldn't get the returning customer.
Nope. But listen, I get it. People want, people are like, hey, look, I don't care if, they did this to my book or it took this long or I couldn't get a hold of them or whatever. My book is still going to sell for so much if I want to sell it. And that's the most important thing. They put that over, maybe other things that maybe I wish they wouldn't. But again, I get it. The only way that's going to change is, the community and like you say, you guys making the difference and, letting your wallets talk. That's how things change.
And then Keith had a question in the chat. He asked, for your custom labels, do you have a standard as well? Just a standard label?
Yes. Yes, we do.
Yeah, I'm a bit of an OCD person, and I think I'd probably be one of those people that's like, just give me I'd rather have a wall of standard labels than each one having their own.
Yes, that is everything. All our colored labels and custom labels are an option. That's an option for you. We have our standard labels just like everybody else. If you want to, we have a gold signature, we have a blue, certified, but we give you the option. If you want these other things, you can have them. It's just like, well, I don't know. You can get
possible to provide a label that we design, that you then put all the information on top, the grade and all that stuff. That you would provide. We could provide that if we wanted a particular style.
Kind of like we submit a template or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, sure. I mean, if you see something, and you want to make it, your own. I mean, most people just leave it up to us if they want a custom. They say, hey, you do your thing to it. But if you have your own ideas or designs or whatever, yeah, absolutely, we'll do it. Sure.
I know you can't do like Spider-Man or Superman or whatever because of trade
licensing. Yeah.
But you can do stuff like our own personal logos and stuff, though, right?
Sure. Yes. Yep. I can, as long as you give me permission. Yes. I
So
can.
that's cool. Cost. Does it cost to get the custom labels?
Yes. There's two types. Okay. There's the regular colored labels that are different colors with different border colors or gradient style labels. Those are all $5 extra. We wanted a custom label to where we're actually adding graphics to the label. Those are $10.
That's pretty cool.
So
yeah,
it's up to you.
That's a pretty cool differentiation point that your company can provide without making it seem like it's just a kitsch, right?
Yeah, I guess if you want to call us the rebellion, I guess maybe you can. I mean that's.
I am a Jedi.
Viva la revolution!
We felt that listen, just because other people want to put a certain color to a label that means a certain thing, that doesn't mean that we have to, or everybody has to. I think that's why you give you the option to say, hey, listen, your book is still a certified book. You don't have to settle for a blue label. Take it if you want. That doesn't take away from the certification. Right on the label, right on the certificate. Why does it have to be blue all the time? Or yellow for a signature? I mean, to me, it never made sense. I think you should be able to. It's your book, right? I mean, you're the owner of the book. I think you should have a say in what it looks like. And we're giving you options to do that, where the others aren't. Well, I mean, if you want to.
I mean, I think the reason why it's the most important thing is the whole reason why people are slabbing their books is for display. There's very few people. There's some people. There's a minority, I believe, that slab their books to store them. Now, most of the people that are slabbing their books are slabbing them for display. And what could be more important besides the design of the case than the label and that stuff? Because it either adds or detracts from the presentation of the book.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. Especially now. I mean, these artists today are just sick. I mean, these art that these guys are putting out now is just, I mean, incredible. Listen, I'm all for the old school McFarlane and Bagley and all of them. I mean, they're phenomenal. But I tell you, man, the art these days is just it's just amazing. So why not have that label that's going to make that cover pop, right? I mean, it's not going to take away from the value of the book to us. It might add some, as a matter of fact, but again, that's for the community to decide. We don't decide those things. We just offer it to you, whether you want to take advantage of it or not. that's up to you.
Good question. What do you think, guys? On the panel and on the chat, design, regular labels. What would you would like to try out?
What would you? All right, so me and AMCAM are gonna be doing partner giveaways. Would you guys rather have Would you rather have a EGS standard label or a custom label? That's what I would have.
I've seen the custom labels. I mean, they're pretty cool.
I favor, as the person is going to be doing a giveaway, I would rather do custom labels, but that's just
okay. You know what? Let's do it like this. Tony, you do custom labels on the signature series too, or you just keep them?
Okay. Yeah.
We'll do it like this. We'll do a little bit of everything. Can I send you a little bit of? I'm gonna send you like 5 signed books for you to verify,
Sure.
and then I'll get a couple regular labels, and a couple of mixed to go with the book.
Yep.
I'll let you do you. Or if you want to give me an advice on what color will look better with this one,
Sure.
and then I'll send you some keys and some newer ratio books and everything, just so the community can get a feel for it. And then it's going to be for the community to get a feel what your product is going to be.
The giveaways that the first month I'll do a custom label with our logos on it. So
all right. What was the question? So, what if I sign my own book?
Yeah, how does that work? As far as signature verification?
No, I mean, that's like a legitimate question because we have an exclusive. So, what if I signed my exclusive?
Okay, so you being the writer or the artist, I'm assuming?
No. Just the store.
It's your own book that you signed, that you did not have anything to do with the book.
Well, it's our store exclusive.
Okay, it's your store exclusive.
Yes.
Okay. Tell you the truth, never had a store exclusive come in signed by the actual store owner or anything like that. But if you wanted, as long as since you're not in the database and we can't physically go into there and see what your signatures are, we would probably just ask you to send in your signature just on a piece of paper, just so we can have it, keep it on file, and then we would just be able to add it to the label.
Okay. Because I know that because there were roughly about 7 people that went on our exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
We had plans to sign the book, send it in to get graded. Most grading companies would not accept our signatures.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why it was just like one of those.
Yeah, we want to do basically a group CS signature series, like where all of us signed it and it's slabbed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted those crossovers signed.
Yeah, listen, we have no problem with, again, if you send us, you print your name and you sign, okay, underneath the print, we have no problem looking at it, verifying it, and putting it on the label. Now, again, if that's something you want, we will do it. But, I mean, it might be a little expensive, but, I mean, if that's what you want, I mean, you have to understand we get, $10 for the first signature and $7 each signature after that we verify on the book. So if you're getting 6, 7, that could be a little pricey, but if that's what you want, I mean, we would be able to make it work for you. I don't see why not.
Sounds good. Sounds like we're gonna have the seven deadly denims sign the book.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
It's gonna be interesting. We're gonna have to find a way to get it all to fit on all them signatures to fit on the label. So we might have to shrink them up a little bit.
You have to have a TOA that states everywhere.
Yeah. Just give them a hashtag code.
Yeah.
No, we're just joking. So, Keith, you got any questions down there, man? I know you like to pick people's brain, man. I know you're down there formulating something. What you got for us, man?
No, I've gotten most of my questions out there. I think.
What about you,
Yeah,
Daisy?
I
Any
think most of
questions Daisy, any questions in the chat? We got DB Striker. You got any questions? Digital Senpai. Well, Digital Senpai, I hope to get the ball rolling in the community by getting them slabs out to you guys, man. So that's what we're at least going to be doing one a week. So
Yeah. Walk said he wanted a Wu-Tang label.
Man, I don't know if I can. I have to watch. You have to watch what goes on these things because there's copyrights and different rights and stuff like that to logos. So, I'd love to do it. Don't get me wrong.
you could do something stylized, just not something with any of the actual.
It has to be a little different. It just has to be a little different to where you can't be like, okay, that's a copy of that logo. So something has to be a little different somewhere. Yeah.
All right. So, Walk has that's a pretty good question, actually. Do you have any plans in the future for any kind of like stylized colored cases?
Oh boy.
Like
purple, like wild,
blue.
Tony.
I like the sound of that.
They wild.
Hey, look, these are valid questions, though.
I know.
If you're already doing custom labels, I mean, what's the stretch really to say, hey, have a colored case? Like see-through colors.
That's you're getting into a lot of money to do something like that.
Yeah, because each of those has to be a different like mold.
Correct.
Process.
The way the molds are made, they're injected. So any kind of tinting or coloring has to get injected in with the plastic.
And it would have to be in a different mold and production process.
Yeah, and that is a lot of money. Great idea, but I don't know. I mean, that is a big investment, really big investment.
Is there something, Tony, you can think about? Maybe it could happen if you get bigger.
Or another way to approach it would be to kickstart different colored cases.
Yeah, very limited series run.
Oh, there you go.
If people really wanted them and they wanted to pay to kickstart like a colored case, let them fund the customized case.
Yeah, sure. I mean, listen, if there's enough people that want it and would support it, yeah. I mean, we would definitely look into it. But I can tell you, it's not cheap. I mean, we're going through that process right now, and trust me, just for a clear case, they're expensive. They are expensive.
Is there any additional things added to the case, like UV protection or anything like that?
Yes, there is. On the current case that we use now, there is. The one that we're designing, there will be also. So.
Okay.
Another question from DB Striker. What's your take on people sending COAs for the actual books and or authenticity?
I think he's meaning like the print run numbers. Like, how do you guys get the? Do you guys ever put print run numbers or like?
Yes. Yeah.
Designations and stuff like that on the.
We will include that. Like if it's a variant, I don't know, say from Comics Elite, and there was 1,500 produced or 3,000 produced. We'll put one of 3,000 printed, or if they're specifically numbered, we will put 38 of 500 or 45 or 500, whatever's on that COA.
Nice.
We will put it on the label. Yes.
Nice. That's dope.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. That's actually That's key.
Yeah, we try to get the ratios in there too. You know, if it's a 1 in 25, 1 in 100, you know, we'll put the ratio on there too. So
Yeah, and that's something you don't find, you know, on the other labels. So not usually. But I keep telling people that's mostly because people are too lazy, like the community is too lazy to send in the information to CGC, and CGC isn't going to add it unless you send it in.
Hey, listen, man. You know, it's to me, it's a nice touch because listen, these comic shops, you know, I mean, they spend a lot of money to get their store exclusives, right? I mean, they have to shell out a good chunk of change to get the artist and whatever to do a 500 print run or 1,000 print run or 2,000 print run, 3,000 print run of whatever variant that their store is putting out. So, I mean, I think it's nice to where, you know, you see your exclusive slab by somebody and it's going to say, you know, Comics Elite exclusive, Frankie's Comics exclusive, whoever, you know, and you know it's one of 3,000 or whatever. I mean, I think that's, you know, those should always, you know, be on there just for not only for the information to when you're showing somebody, but just, you know, I think it's nice for the, you know, these stores that get their own variants to see their name out there on the actual label, which I think everybody pretty much does anyway. You know, they'll put, you know, Frankie's Comics exclusive or whoever, you know, who's ever. I think, you know, they're all pretty good at least doing that. But we like to definitely put the print run on it if we can. Like if I know.
I've noticed to follow up what you're saying. I noticed that they don't pick like a standard place of where they put that information. Sometimes they put it where the first appearance is. Sometimes they put it in the center. So. Yep. Is there any process by which you decide like where it goes on the slab, or do you just put it where it fits?
We try our best to have it to where each side of the label, one side is for your information, like, you know, the right hand side is going to have your information on whether it's a first appearance, like all this stuff we were just talking about. And then the left is always going to have your, you know, who did the story, who did the art, who did the cover. You know, we try to just keep left and right. So it's more, so when you're looking straight at the label, it's just more appealing to us that way.
And where would the print run and ratios and stuff go? On the left, on the center, or like on the right?
Try to get them on the right with everything else. You know, if we have to add another line, you know, to do it, we will. I don't think we really had to. I don't think we really, you know, run out of room to where we said, you know what, there's just not enough room to put all this information, so we're going to have to put it in the middle. You know, we've been able to pretty much fit everything like that. So we try our best to keep it that way. You know, maybe we have to abbreviate a couple things maybe to get it there, but aesthetically, we just like the look of, you know, just keeping the center, and left has this, right has that, and there you go.
Nice. Any follow-up questions? Jiho, Hydra, Cat. Any follow-up questions, guys?
Yeah.
All right. Let me check the chat one more time. Keith in the chat. Kevin, you got any questions? Or Billy? Who else we got in here? I think we got everybody's questions. Lisa, you got any questions? Brooklyn, any questions? Max Comics is in the chat. Any questions, guys, before we get out of here? Or Spooky? So I'll give you. What about you, AMKM? Any Miguel? Any questions or anything like that?
Nah, no more wild questions for me. You know me.
So I would say in closing, when
we don't need Picasso over here.
Oh my god!
when is the next time we can expect some updates from EGS on what you got what you guys are working on, man?
Yeah, I was just going to say that's a really good segue into some future things that we're going to be dropping here shortly. One is that EGS is starting their own YouTube channel. I'm going to be doing educational stuff on the channel, as far as kind of showing everybody, us grading a book, maybe, kind of explaining what goes on, so you guys could get a first-hand experience of, hey, this is what goes on when my book goes to a grading company. I want to do some, the educational stuff like that. Do like a walkthrough type thing to where maybe different videos are on different things. Also want to do, like an episodic show, maybe once a month or twice a month on different subjects in the grading industry. Take just different subjects and maybe have guest YouTubers on to discuss whatever the topic is, whether it being, transparency or competition or, all things that are kind of graded comics related. I think it's going to be, I think we're going to call it Slab Talk. And of course, it's a way for us to just get out there and, meet everybody and, get people more familiar with EGS. So that's coming soon. Hopefully, I'm thinking maybe next week or the week after we should be on YouTube. So keep an eye on that. I'll post it on our social media to let you guys know, when we're launching and when we release the first video. And of course, it's not going to be monetized. We're not trying to make any money off of YouTube. This is just purely informational stuff for the community and interesting stuff for you guys. So, that you guys can keep informed of, not only the educational stuff, not only the topic stuff, but, what we have coming down the pike, maybe where we'll be in certain areas when conventions come back, stuff like that, just to keep you guys informed. I will say, also, we have which I haven't dropped yet, that's coming pretty soon. We're introducing a new label, and that is going to be the EGS Art Label. So that's going to be another service for you guys to choose from. And when I mean art, I mean, say you get a sketch cover done by your friend, an artist that you know, or an artist at a con, or whatever. They do a sketch cover for you, blank sketch cover, and you're like, I really don't want to get the book graded. I'm really not interested in the grade or paying for the grading of the book. I just maybe like it slab with a really nice label on it. Well, this is going to be for you. The art label is going to be a label that's just going to have, EGS art maybe in one circle, and the other circle is just going to have art, and then it'll have, the title of the book, the publisher and date, and then it'll have, whoever did the art on it. It'll say art by whoever did it. It's something that, if you guys, want, we don't really have to certify the signature because it's not a certified grade, right? It's just art. That's all it is. So, we don't need to certify that Johnny Brown next door did the sketch cover, right? I mean, because it's just an art cover. So, it'll be something for you guys that really just want to display your books, want to have that sketch cover, done, and you want to just hang it up and show it off, and you're not really worried about the grade. That's going to be for you. So that's going to be a whole nother option for you to choose from in the future. So probably look for that. Probably within the next 2 or 3 weeks, we're gonna drop that. That'll probably be on the YouTube channel, to where we're gonna show it off and kind of show you guys what it looks like, and you'll have the opportunity to again choose a label, right? That's going to really make that sketch cover by whoever, look really, really good. So, and it's going to be cheaper than it would be putting a grade on it. So.
All right. Anything else, or is that that's what's coming in like the next few weeks?
Yep.
All right, guys. So I don't think we have any follow-up questions.
So right there is where I went ahead and dropped EGS's YouTube. So go ahead and give them a sub.
Yeah, make sure you guys are hitting that bell notification so when he does drop one of these videos that you guys don't miss it, guys. So
absolutely.
Yes, sir. And thank you, Tony. Appreciate you coming out and giving us some info and touching up on some of the questions that we had. Some of them were crazy and some of them were cool.
Hey, man, listen, I love talking about this stuff, man. I mean, this is what we do. So, I mean, every chance I get to come on a channel and answer people's questions and stuff like that, I mean, it's really my pleasure because, I don't get the opportunity to see you at a con to answer the questions and stuff like that. I mean, so it's good to kind of, come on here and be able to answer people's questions, what's on their mind right then and there, opposed to, seeing them at a con or putting it in an email or a DM, So, yeah, I love talking about it to keep you guys, informed.
Nice. Also, I'll be doing some type of giveaway, man, every time he hits some kind of milestone. So, we want to make sure he gets caught up quickly so you can get that information out there, man. That's one of the ways that us as a community can help him, get his services out there. So it's about visibility and stuff, guys. So.
Yep. And listen, any of you guys that have your own channel, if you're reaching a certain sub mark on your channel, whether it be, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000, and you're doing, you want to do a giveaway or something like that, just, reach out. I mean, I've done some stuff for some other channels that, I will go ahead and take a book from, my collection, and of course, make sure that it is a 9.8 or better, and, we'll go ahead and, slab it up for you and give you a nice label for you to give it away to somebody on your channel for your whatever amount of subscribers that you're hitting, whatever milestone it is. So, if any of you guys are ever wanting to do something like that, we're happy to definitely, help you with a giveaway from us that you can give to your subscribers. So, I mean, it's not going to be a Hulk 181 or anything, but
yeah, that's cool. I appreciate that. I'm like 50 away from 1,000.
Hey, we appreciate it. We'll be hitting you up there. We appreciate it.
So that's why we love EGS, man. That's why he's a partner of my channel, man, because you can't find a better guy out there, man, in the business community, let alone in the, grading community. So shout out to you.
We have an auction coming up. Why don't you grab some books and join us?
Here's the thing.
If you want to do it,
I don't, I don't grade or sell any of my own stuff. I don't get into that end of it. Like I say, the most I do is give away a book to like I said, to a channel. If you guys, want to give it away, only because of course, the conflict of interest thing. So, obviously I don't sell my own books or auction any of my own stuff away, but we're happy to provide you with a book for a giveaway. And like I said, we will guarantee the grade on it, even though, it is one of my own, but you could be damn sure it's a 9.8 if I send it to you. But that's about as far as we go, as far as doing any one of my books or anything like that. for sale or for auction. So
Nice.
Hey, that is real key about that conflict of interest, man. That actually made me pay a little bit more attention, and not a lot of
Most
people
people do.
won't say that.
Yeah, most people do not understand what that even means. So.
oh yeah, like I said, man, I have to say I send my books out to the other other grading companies if I want them graded. And I
Well, I
only
mean, I think the whole thing about the conflict of interest thing is that it's always easy, and usually you got a higher financial reward to not care.
yeah.
So
True.
that's why it's not rewarding usually to care. So.
Yeah. Well, listen, it's less for people to complain or talk about too. I mean, so I avoid it and get them graded through. Unfortunately, I have to go elsewhere, but that's fine. I'd rather do it that way.
I wonder how many CGC employees sell 9.8 slabs all day.
The conspiracies, cat. Conspiracies.
Yeah, there's a lot of talk about stuff like that, but who knows?
That's neither here nor there.
No. But yeah, so definitely, we'll hit us up. We'll gladly donate something to you to give away to your people. We have no problem with doing that. As long as you're not going to get any flack from your subscribers that is it really the 9.8 that he's giving away?
Then I would just tell him to unsub. So
Yeah.
I'd block him in the chat.
Oh my
I'd be
God.
like, you just got something for free 99. Ejecto Cito. I'd eject him off the chat.
Oh, we're not trying to break no legs right now.
Yeah, don't mess with me, Anna.
With that being said, I appreciate you, Tony. Thank you for coming out, answering the questions. You'll be hearing from us soon with a submission from our salesman, Cam. I believe you have our IG, so you're more than welcome to hit us up. We'll be in contact. We'll have a conversation. But yeah, you're always welcome on our channel, and we hope to see you very, very soon, my friend.
All right. Don't forget the discount code. It's on the website. Any submission over 10 books, you get an automatic 10% off.
Yes,
That's
sir.
right.
That is very correct. So periodically throughout the whole show, I went ahead and dropped a couple of EGS's links. So
Thank
just go
you.
and take care of them, man.
We appreciate it.
All right, thanks for the time.
Oh, you're welcome. You guys take care.